Hi guys, Des here, back for another RiD review. This one is Ultra Magnus. It's actually my second try at this because on the last one I ran out of disk space and because the Optimus Prime one took so long and the Magnus one started to lag and I was sat up here. There was discrepancies between audio and visual. I was sat up here talking and then, but audio wise, I was down there looking for the gun. Again, which I haven't got with me. God, I lack organisation. So yeah, I'm here for the Ultra Magnus review. Did Optimus Prime last time, not did, but yeah, his gun's up there. I'm wearing a dressing gown, because dressing gowns are cool, and yeah, got everything I need. Right, so, RiD Ultra Magnus. I remember in the last one, I mentioned something about missiles and not caring whether I had them or not. This is because I took Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus to auto assembly with me. I got them both the week before auto assembly 2012, and I took them along not just so I'd have something to play with the day before the convention opened, but because I was looking for spare parts. As you know, Optimus Prime is missing a tyre and a couple of missiles. Did not find the required parts, but that's okay. This guy, he's got all his tyres. All he was missing at the time when I bought him was one of his missiles from there. I say at the time because when I took this guy to auto assembly, I lost his other missile in the hotel room. So he went with one missile and came back with none. But that's fine. Missiles don't really bother me. They're mainly an aesthetic thing. I don't fire them off or anything. But yeah, this is my second review, and because the other one was just so bad that I had to bash another one out really. Yeah, he's big. He's really big. He is bigger than Optimus Prime. He goes brum brum really well, and he's a nice vehicle carrier. There's a few this is second hand, so there's a few scratches and stuff. I'm not even going to try and show you on the camera, but his tires say, oh, that's weird. His front tires, well, he's got all manner of front tires, or tires. Let me just notice this. That tire there says Fire Convoy. Take that off now. Then he's got one that just says Transformers on the front, and he has his God Magnus tires on the back because it was a Japanese toy first, and you know that becomes more obvious in later stages. No, that's a bad thing. It's a good toy. I mean, Japan do make some good toys. Yeah. Another one thing with the G1 Ultra Magnus is you could put mini bots in his car carrier or little ones and stuff. With this one, you can actually put proper full-size deluxe cars in. I have 3 examples. Excuse me. 07 Bumblebee, 07 Stealth Bumblebee, 07 Battle Damage Bumblebee. Yes, the invasion started way before Revenge of the Fallen. And then what you do is you just pull down these pieces, and you've got the boarding ramp. We'll better shift them out of the way, and then lower that, and then you just drive one up the top, and then push this up, pull these around. Yeah, because I'm such a big kid. Another one goes in the back, and I've gone done fucked this up. I did this on the first take as well. Another one goes at the top there. Then you lift it up. Then you push them in, like so. Incidentally, I did get another fist for my G1 Ultra Magnus, so, you know, happy. That's complete. And then another one goes in there. Then you push them back up. And bish bash bosh, Ultra Magnus now carries 3 deluxes. And again, he goes brum brum very well, and there's very little movement from the cars. You be careful, which surprisingly my son is. He's very careful when he's towing around cars with this. They won't fall off. Unless my son decides to go a bit nuts. But anyway, yeah, that's one of the things. I do find it funny how, you know, for the most part, Ultra Magnus toys have been repaints or retools of Optimus Prime, and they still are to this day. I'm doing it properly, I'm not going to take them off. I'm not cheap like that. In RiD, ironically, they were branded as brothers. Or in Car Robots, I'm guessing so in RiD. I haven't seen all of RiD. It's on my to-do list. So I'm in an RiD phase at the minute. But yeah, Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus were brothers. And they were brothers at the time when they decided for the first time to make a new Ultra Magnus mode. Now I can happily buy into the concept of Ultra Magnus and Optimus Prime being brothers. Especially in the past, you know, with the G1, the cabs were essentially the same, but then you'd just bang Magnus in a different trailer. And, you know, the Energon Ultra Magnuses were different. Ultra Magnus was different, I think, as well. But in general, they were technically the same toy, but with stuff. Like even with the Fall of Cybertron one. So, you know, the first time they decide to make them brothers is the first time they bring in another mold. I just thought that was funny. Okay, so let's get to transforming this bad boy. Because he was bad, he was a dickhead in RiD, so I hear. Need to separate these side bits. Because we are going to remove his legs. Oh, well, what do you know? That was easy enough. Let's just set the main piece off to the side for now. Then you need to pull them apart. And then what you do is pull that, push it in, and then just fold them up like so. Flip the blue thing around. Take that off, flip that round, lift that up, spin it around, tab it in, push that round. Oh, and lift these bits up. Bish bash bosh, he's got legs, he knows how to use them. Let's set them to the side for now, because we didn't need them. Right, the main body, you need to split that and fold the pieces over. They tab in rather nicely there, but you know, I'm going to keep them to the side for now. I'm going to spin them around pointlessly while I figure out my next move. Underside, which is his arms, that don't fall off, unlike the tip Magnus. Okay, so split his arms and just bang them off to the side for now. Pull that down. Now, the back of his cab is it's hard to see. It's tabbed into these red things that the wheels are in. You just need to pull it off like that. Then lift that up. This one on mine has a tendency to fall off because there's side bits on there that the metallic plastic can tab into, but once you take it off and pull it up or down depending on your perspective. There's no side tab, so it hangs loose. Shift his leg bits round. Trust me, it looks a mess, but it's fine. These two tabs, there's two tabs in here. You just lift them up. And then you need to go to here and just flip that around and flip its head around. Then you put it back up and you re-tab it into the same position like that, where it was. See, it's starting to take shape now. In this grey bit, the neck bit, if you will, there's a little port and there's a little tab in this bit. You just need to align that. It sits relatively well. Then around the back, you need to just flip it around. Oh dear, no, it goes down like that. Yep, and then what you need to do is align the two wing pieces again, and it just sits at the back. From there, you've got on the underside there's a tab, little peg thing. I don't know the names from properly. In there, it's white, you can't see it, but there's a hole, and it is quite small, but it can fit in. It's no great loss if you don't tab them in. You can just leave it hanging. It doesn't look that different. Probably best before you do that to twist the forearms around like that, like I've already done on this, because it makes it easier. There's less obstructive things in the way. And then once you've done that, yeah, put his straighten out his hands. So that's his basic torso mode. Help him put the legs on. Big holes, big plugs. And just stick them in, making sure these bits are on the outside. And voila! You have a rather leggy and very big Ultra Magnus. Now his legs are, I mean, unlike Optimus Prime, there's something to be desired with the scale of this. He, you know, his legs are huge. It's not so much his legs, it's his shins and calves. I mean, look how much thigh he's got compared. I'm going to stop stroking it like that. Compared to his shins. Okay, so yeah. Point of articulation, his head does go a full 360. It's very tight and stiff. Arms are on ball joint, but they don't go all the way around because there's these shoulder things obstructing. Forearms are on ball joint and they can go a full 360. And hands, his four fingers are on their own little separate thing, as is his thumb. So, you know, you can have him giving a thumbs up, saying, yay, I want the Matrix because I'm a bitch. You know, Optimus Prime has the opposable thumb, but not the opposable fingers. I forgot to mention that in the last one. He also has his big gun. This big gun has, I think the batteries are dead in Magnus, so the big gun is going to be pretty pointless. I'll show you how to put it in, but there won't be any sounds. If you notice, on one side you've got square pegs. On the other side you've got round pegs. Now, on this side he has square ports just there. On that side he has round ports. what you do is you need to turn them around, I think, so they're facing downwards. And they will tab in. They go in there. And yeah, you lift those bits up on his shoulders actually to give him more flexibility. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I'm still getting the hang of this reviewing lark again. Damn. Alright, Houston, we have a problem. Let's get... Yes, that's why I'm doing it the wrong bloody way. Okay, so... I had the big grey guns pointing in, so he'd have shot himself in the shoulders. Now that ain't right. They've gotta go that way. Or do they? No, they don't! I've got it! I've figured it out. You know, when the batteries don't work, I tend not to pose him with the gun, because he's mainly posed in his Omega Prime variant. And I'm just trying to find the... There we are. You're fitting, won't you? Yeah. Let's make it at least look like he's holding it and it isn't pegged into his forearms. Yeah, he can fit the things into his forearms and he holds it. Albeit rather wonkily. If you get it tabbed in just right, like I haven't, then, you know. But that in a nutshell is Ultra Magnus holding his gun. It's awkward to get in, so there's very little room to stick your fingers in and maneuver it about. It's not a big gun that he can hold up and shoot. His vision, you know, it could probably go with being a bit lower actually, because he's got the reticule, whatever you call it, thingamy there. So maybe flip them around so they're up, you know. Like I say, I don't keep him posed in this because I'm lacking in space, so it mainly goes on I mainly keep him as Omega Prime. Let's see. Most of this review is about how to fit his fucking gun. Because I'm so good at research. Yeah, there you go. Still a bit obstructed, but, you know, it's less higher. So, bang, 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 bang. And when you plug it in, I can't remember what noises he makes, what he says, but it's somewhere along the lines of Ultra Magnus, woohoo! Or God Convoy, yeah! I don't know, I can't remember. I'll get some batteries and I'll get back to you. Or not. So, yeah, but the thing with a gun is I'm going to just check it out. The gun can also be configured in different ways. If you push that down, flip that in, that one needs to go down, I think. And then you've got a singular gun that will go into this side. That is going to be a pain in the ass to get him to keep in place. But yeah, in a nutshell, his gun can go in there as well. And then all you got to do basically is just swap them over. So it's the square pegs. And flip that around and bam it in there. And of course, the one problem with this is that it's one arm supporting it. It can be quite loose, as you saw on the other side. But, you know, big fucking gun. Really big. So yeah, that's quite nifty and quite cool in the ways that you can do that shit. He's going to rest on my arm while I try and sort this stuff out. And there you have your robots in disguise. Well, it's mine, it's not yours. Robots in disguise. Big ass class. Ultra Magnus. He'd probably be a leader. Or as they call it now, a weaponizer. But yeah, that is Ultra Magnus. I'm going to play around with these and, you know, before I film again and figure out how to get the God Convoy configuration. God Convoy? No, that's him. Omega Prime. It's just so many different names, and you know, that might be the Japanese name actually. God Convoy. I don't know. Anyway, you shall see me next time.